learn it. They can choose one skill at the beginning of every day and be trained in that. But if they change it the next day, it doesn't stay with them. So that's why they're able to do that.
Jack of all
The
trades.
jack of all trades.
So, Tal,
And
I'd like to try to heal as well. Can I apply effort to bring the difficulty level down on healing, or would
de-
that not apply?
definitely that would I would say that'd be an intellect task.
Can I help?
Unless you think that would be a might task of somehow. I don't think that'd be a speed task.
Can I help? Since does the skill with healing still, even though it's me, and can I use it on him too?
You can assist him if he wants to accept it, which would add +1 to his roll. If he wants to have you heal him, he can do that as well. If both of you agree.
So if I had her heal me, then she would roll
She would
with
roll.
all the advantages that she had already from healing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
Okay.
How
Do
many?
you mind?
Sol will be our healer today.
Skylar, I'm hurting pretty bad. I'm down
Yeah, I
7.
know the feeling.
I'm down 7 on the mic pool.
I don't think you'd say you're down 7 on the mic.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how in the world I could make it where she would know what difficulty level to roll for. But anything you can do to get me back up to full health, I would really appreciate it.
So I would need to roll a 6. Like roll a d like intimidating. Like how much would that be? I don't think I can heal that much.
I'm not sure what intimidating has to do with it if you're trying to
I don't know,
intimidate his wounds.
Which the level,
A level 6 roll.
Oh,
Level
I
6
see.
says.
That's up to you. Since you're healing him, you would choose how many points you want to heal him, and then you'd move down 2 steps from there because of your asset and your training.
All right. I don't think I can do the 7, but I'll try for the 6.
Okay, so that would bring it down to a 4. So your goal is a 12.
Would it? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
So you get
Great
healed.
roll.
Yep, you get healed 6 points, which can go into any pools you want. There, Tuck.
I am not
Thank
going to
you.
get these rolls in our next combat. Watch.
And Yuki, while we're on this topic, what one skill would you like? Would you like Shiro to know today?
I'd like to keep repair.
Repair. Okay.
And since she rolled a 19, is that a minor effect?
Actually, yes, that is a good point. That would be a minor effect. I'm not sure how what kind of minor effect do you
How
know?
could we yeah. Be
I
careful.
just want to point it out.
Yeah, I understand that would normally be a minor effect. I'm not sure how in this situation. I guess Tuck, you feel pretty rejuvenated out of nowhere. That healing feels great. I'll go ahead and say whatever your next roll is, no matter what, it's down 1 difficulty on the ladder. Just because you feel so wonderful. Whether that's talking to your foot on the ground for whatever reason, or some type of amazing combat roll, whatever the next thing is, it goes down.
Nice. Thank you.
That's more of a major
Skylar.
effect, but that's all I can really think of right off the cuff.
Yes, nearest.
Skylar, can you take a look at my wounds? They're not very bad, but
I suppose. Since you did
So-
get us out,
Yeah,
we
if you
still
want-
have to have a talk.
If you want to go ahead and roll twice for Shiro and oh no, he doesn't want healing. Shiro refuses all healing. You
He's
go
like, my luck's gonna run out by the time it gets to Shiro.
go ahead and roll for nearest. And what were you trying to say, Tuck?
I'll just say, while they're doing that, Tuck is going to walk around and make sure, stay guard and stay on alert just in case.
Oh, too bad.
I meant difficulty 4, not a 4.
I rolled the 3 because that's why Shiro didn't want me to heal him.
Well,
all good.
you try to heal him, and for whatever reason, his wounds seem to be deeper than your crude knowledge of healing seems to be at this current moment. So unfortunately, you're not able to. I guess you kind of pour some alcohol on it, just directly onto the wound, and it kind of burns him. And pulling into that, sure, you pour alcohol directly on that wound. He takes 2 points of might damage. as well because of your wonderfulness, and we'll call that a GM intrusion. So Nearest gets 2 XP, 1 to give to one of his buddies there. As you just completely just tip over this bottle of alcohol.
I don't have any alcohol to pour on him.
It was in that
mine?
it was in that first aid kit. It wasn't alcohol. It was rubbing alcohol that you're pouring onto this wound here.
I am so sorry. I mean, I know
give
I'm
the XP
at
to
it too,
Tuck.
but
All right, so Tuck gets
gets the
1
XP.
XP there.
Thank you, Nearest.
All right. And do any of you let's kind of wrap this part up. Do any of y'all want to take recovery rolls? Yuki, anyone? You have recovery rolls in action. Okay. All right. Well, as you're kind of going around and fixing people up in this cave, the walls start to kind of rumble, and you just hear, "This is not what we agreed on." And as he kind of says that, he kind of melds out of the wall behind you, because you're in a cave and the wall behind you. He comes out of it, and he has some type of weapon that just appears to be made of light in his hand completely, and he's holding it, and he just says the same thing. "This is not what we agreed on."
Tuck gets his crossbow out and shoots him.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll your...
didn't even give him a chance to try and explain. Just shoot him.
That's fine.
Forget that
I'm
guy. The
At
screwed
the
up
same
face.
I'm thinking the same thing Tuck is thinking. I'm just going to use Onslaught
I
and
want
physical
to.
damage on him.
Okay.
I want to use one of the ciphers I got, the poison vial, and
No.
put it on.
Okay. We're actually going to do things a little different today. I'm going to try this as an experiment. Tuck is going to go first, since he was the first guy that kind of shouted out. So his attack will kind of be a surprise. And we're going to do what's called popcorn initiative and see what if we like it. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of this. Basically, as soon as Tuck takes his move, he calls out who's going next, whether that's one of you or the enemy. And everyone has to take a turn, including the enemy, before you can take another turn. So someone eventually is going to have to call out the enemy, whether you want to maybe do it earlier in the combat, or, if he's just the last one to go, then he's the last one to go. So Tuck, this will be the last enemy I tell you guys the level of. This guy is going to be a level 5 encounter.
Okay.
So it's going to be quite a challenge for you, because you've got to roll 15 or higher. This is going to be a pretty difficult challenge.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apply effort.
Okay.
On it, obviously.
I have a question before.
Sure.
After this order, is that say we're still in combat, we don't kill the person? Is that order the same throughout for the rest of the thing, or is
No,
it
the
changed?
popcorn initiative is completely changing. Whenever the enemy goes, I'll just call out whoever will go next, and I just have to keep in mind, this will make combat easier for you guys. So the thing I read about it is that I'm supposed to be a little bit more of a bastard about things. So I'm not going to try to necessarily give you as much of leeway as other time. I guess we haven't really gotten a lot of combat, but I might call out someone who really isn't ready to go. So Tuck, you'll go ahead and roll against your target is 15. You want to apply an effort. That'll bring it down to 4. On your very next roll, like we agreed, it brings it down to 3.
Okay.
So your target is now a 9.
Oh, come on.
All right, Eve, you're the last one that's got to roll a 1.
Well, you pull your crossbow out, and this guy, you're just kind of so entranced in his sword that you kind of, as you pull your crossbow out, you accidentally fire it at the same time. I'm sorry, Yuki. The bad stuff always happens to you. You happen to fire this accidentally as Yuki as you're pulling out your crossbow. So Yuki, you fired it at Shiro. So Shiro, if you want to go ahead and take a speed defense roll, he rolled a. let's say this is a probably a difficulty of 4.
I'd like to put that down with quick, because I'm quick.
Perfect. That would be a 3. So your goal would be a 9 to jump out of the way. Oh, right on. So you jump out of the way as you kind of see Tuck shoot this thing off at you, and you don't take any damage. So Tuck, you're deciding who goes next.
Well, let's see. So Shiro was too busy dodging my crossbow bolt, I guess. I'll let Skylar. Skylar should go next.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to have that poison vial cipher that I got before. Is that was in the? Did I get that in the weird kind of realm, right, or was that before? The stuff that we got from that illusion world. Do we still keep it?
For the sake of simplicity, we can say yeah.
Okay, fabulous. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I completely forgot about the magic artifact that you got. Will not. That's not going to translate. Before someone just says, "Oh wait, I have this thing," that did not translate. For the sake of simplicity, the ciphers you got off the dead person in the middle of the valley, you can go ahead and keep.
Okay. That's still the point. That's still what I was using. It was a cipher.
Okay. Because as soon as I saw Eve's kind of cheer there, I realized, wait a minute, that powerful artifact, no. But if you want to use that poison, you can.
Yes, I want to use it on my crossbow bolts. Or can I only use it on one? How many can I use it on?
What is that called?
It's under my ciphers. It's poison vial, 10 damage, ignoring armor. And it was that thing you said where once they move X amount of spaces away from me, his head goes boom.
Oh, I remember. I can't actually find it. I remember what it was. So sure, that would only apply on one shot. All right, so you kind of code it, and you want to go ahead and shoot it at the guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And hope to God I don't hit anybody else.
Well, so this hitting this guy is a difficulty level of 5. So if you want to apply any effort, if you have any type of skills or anything that you want to apply against this, because you have to roll a 15 to hit him.
I have. What do I have? I mean, I have balancing. That really wouldn't help.
No.
I can balance the crossbow really well. I'll just use the effort from my might, I guess.
Okay.
That would count.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
So that'd bring it down to a 4, which means you have to roll a 12.
All right, I hit the button, but I didn't do it.
Perfect. Awesome.
Oh.
So your crossbow there, is that a light or a medium weapon?
I believe it's a light weapon.
It's a light weapon. Okay. So
Or medium.
I'm
sorry.
Crossbows are a medium weapon.
Okay,
Medium, yeah.
that's kind of what I was figuring. Okay.
I have pierce, which gives +1 when I use something pointy.
Perfect. So that is you do 5 damage there. And did we put a range on that poison vial when we made it? Oh, we were gonna do that when we used it. I need to find that cipher real quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. This is why I need to give y'all the exact names of these.
Start running.
Oh, it was called.
Right? Yeah.
It was called Poison Explosive, I think. Yep. Once the substance enters the bloodstream, it travels to the brain and reorganizes into an explosive that detonates when activated. Is that true? Is that what it was?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
But now that you say that, I wonder if he has blood.
Well, yeah. In this case, we can allow that. So if you want to go ahead and roll a D100 for me to determine how it explodes. So you got a 29. A specified amount of time passes. How much time do you want to pass before that explodes?
We'll get how How big is the range of the explosion? Do we know or do we not know?
It's actually a really small explosion that just explodes in his brain.
Okay,
It's
then
not like this huge,
Right.
giant kaboom.
Then like 2 minutes to give us all time to run the hell away.
2 minutes. Okay. Well,
What's with the shakes of the heads, guys?
that's about.
I can't hear you.
That's about 20 rounds of combat. So.
Oh! Never mind. I didn't know. Okay, 1 minute.
1 second.
A second? Fine. 1 second.
all the metagaming. Okay. I'll allow 1 second.
I didn't know that like it's 20 rounds.
Well, in combat situations, this is pretty standard in tabletop, I think, where if you're in combat, usually when someone takes an action, it's about a 5 to 10 second thing. So a round with 4 of y'all and an NPC would probably take around 50 seconds of time. So maybe not 20 rounds, but at least 2 rounds maybe. But you go ahead and you toss it. It hits him square in the chest, and that deals 5 points of damage. As soon as the cipher kind of gets into his brain, 1 second later, it explodes and does 10 points of damage to him, which kills him. So at this point, he just his brain kind of explodes and kind of melds into the floor.
Totally makes up for my crossbow break.
And then what's really
Good job,
peculiar,
Skylar.
yeah, what's really peculiar is whenever this happens, you just see kind of veins start going through the silver walls, and it looks like it almost starts rusting at the same time, very quickly.
It's time
I
to get
feel
out.
like we need to get out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's go. So are we exactly in the same cave? Is it the exact same cave that we actually went into when we were running away from the Iron Wind?
It's the exact same cave, and I'm gonna kind of metagame y'all for 1 second, just because last time I didn't really give y'all anything, and I'm just gonna say nothing's bad's gonna happen if you stick around in the cave and search. It's just the cave is just kind of it's kind of rotting and dying is pretty much what's going on.
So it's basically the silvery walls and everything like that is kind of
They're just kind of rusting and it's not as
Rusting, okay.
bright and vibrant as it was before.
awesome. Good shot, Skylar.
Thank you.
So
Here's
that's
I
the
can
thing.
say
That's 2
I'll
combat
take the
situations
next
now. That's 2 combat situations now. Y'all have ended pretty quickly using these ciphers. These are pretty cool. Just means combat has to be harder. Next
I
time,
would
it's
like-
gonna be a level 10 next time.
Although I really like caves, I would like to get out of this one.
Mhm.
And
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to
drag
assess the
Nerys
danger.
with me.
Yeah, I think Tuck would like to kind of look around as well, just a little bit, just to see if there's anything there that he can pick up. I mean, there's a whole lot of tubes and probably some, electronics or metal or whatever. So he's going to kind of nonchalantly look around.
Yeah.
And do we see anybody else there, or is it just us
it
that
was-
were actually in the tubes and
Yeah,
stuff?
it was just the 4 of you that you can see. When nearest you assess the danger, you don't really see anything, any danger in the immediate area. When you look around, Tuck, go ahead and roll a d20, and this will be a 3 difficulty.
Okay, so I have perception. Can I apply that?
Yeah, sure, we can bring that down to a 2.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, perfect.
Made up for that one. I mean,
Awesome.
Not
Well,
really, but-
this is going to give you a major effect as well. And so what we'll do is you look around kind of where everyone was kind of tied up. And what really sticks out to you are the tubes that were in everyone's mouth. So you kind of follow one of those into a wall and you kind of use your toolkit to dismantle something, and you pull this item out of the wall. And after a little bit of tinkering, you guys spend about maybe 2 or 3 hours in this cave watching Tuck do what he's doing there with this thing. And since you got a 20 and a major success, I'm going to go ahead and say that you know exactly what you're doing. And what you've created is the group's first artifact.
Woo!
And discovering an artifact gets everyone 2 XP, so everyone gets 2 XP. And if you can go ahead and roll a 1d6 to figure out the level for me, Tuck. Basically, what you've created is all right, so this will be level 6.
So, did I create this or did I just find it? So that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out.
Well, what did you do? Did you create it, or did you just kind of pull it
Sure,
out
I
of the wall?
created it. Yeah, I just kind of fashioned this thing together that I don't know what in the world it is, but it's a level 6, so that means I've got to be pretty damn good at it.
Basically, what you've created is a food tube. This device produces a gray paste that provides enough nutrients for one person for one day. And whenever you use it, it creates a terrible smell. And that depletion is going to be 1 in 1d10. So every time you create paste for someone, you have to roll a d10. If it lands on a 1, it dies.
That is such a Tuck item.
That is, absolutely. I would eat gray paste.
Just going to see him wandering down the trail with this tube, just eating whatever.
While Tuck is doing this, is the guy's weapon on the ground, or was it just a beam of light?
It was just a beam of light of some sort.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna be really nice to Tuck today, and give you something else.
Yuki's like, hey!
Yuki, you got alcohol last session. Let me get something.
I almost got killed this session again.
All right. So what you got, as well, and you just kind of find this laying on the ground next to where you were plugged into. You get a cape that billows as if blown by the wind when worn, even in still air.
Nice.
How heroic.
He's just gonna do poses the whole time as a big wind blows by.
Tuck totally puts that on.
All right. It's just
He ties it around on the outside of his cloak, so I mean, he still has his cloak on and everything, but he ties the cape on there. Yeah.
It starts billowing on the wind, even though you're in a cave. And you look outside, you notice it's pretty late. It's dark. So it's up to y'all if you want what you want to do now.
I say we camp out for the night and then continue on in the morning.
I would like to camp out somewhat away from that cave.
Yeah, we probably don't want to be in here when it totally dies. It might, like, disintegrate or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, when you guys exit the cave, you have to remember that the iron wind went through here. So it's not really the Silver Valley you remember. There's kind of like floppy tentacles everywhere and things like that. And there's a body in the middle of the road that looks like it's that same body you saw, but it looks like it's kind of decomposing a little bit.
Can we search the body again?
Yeah, sure. Roll a 1d6 for me.
Is there a tentacle also kind of flopping around over there?
No, it's just laying on the ground. At this point, it's died on its own.
Okay.
All right, so you find 3 ciphers. If you want to go ahead and roll a 3d100 for me.
Wow.
I want one.
Shiro's totally gonna, like, fall in the void or something now.
Oh, well, he doesn't have to pick them all up, of course. All right, so you got a 48. And go ahead and roll a... Hit your level 2 thing there 3 times. Okay. One of the ciphers you pick up, you don't know what it does. You press the button, and it just kind of falls apart in your hands, and it just lands on the floor and doesn't really do anything. So there's one of your ones. The other 2, you successfully decipher. So that'll be 48. That is a living solvent. And this is a canister containing some type of slime. Once released, this organic slime dissolves 1 cubic foot of material each round. After 1 round per cipher level, the slime dies and becomes inert. So if you can roll a 1d10 for me to find out the level of that.
Don't want it.
Don't want it? All right. Does anyone in the group want it? He's kind of shouted out, this is what it does, you know. No? All right. We'll leave that on the floor. And then the other one was a 71. The 71 is a rejuvenator. Oh, if I can spell rejuvenator. Rejuvenator. And this is a pill or an ingestible liquid. In this case, we'll go ahead and say this is a pill of some kind you pick up on the ground. And this substance restores a number of points equal to the cipher's level to 1 random pool. So go ahead and roll a 1d6 plus 2. All right, so it'll restore 4 points to a random pool. And do you want to take that with you?
Does anyone not have a full slot or ciphers? Because I already have 2.
So, didn't you just use one?
The one that I got was an exception. It didn't react to the other 2. So I used it killing Mr. Silverman. So I still have my 2.
Okay, so no one wants that one either?
Tuck will take it if Shiro doesn't feel comfortable carrying that one.
Can I just use it now?
Sure, if you want.
I'll use it now to restore my might.
Okay, go ahead and roll roll a 1d100.
Oh yeah, we haven't camped yet.
It's to a random pool.
A 1/100?
Yeah, 1/100. $39 will be to your might pool, so 4 points to your might pool.
Perfect.
Okay, so you guys kind of you leave the area, and where do y'all want to make camp? Just right outside this valley you were in. When you leave the valley of tentacles or whatever it is now at this point, it's just a huge, wide open field at this point. And it's the grass isn't terribly high. Maybe it comes up to your knees and stuff. But it's just a nice wide open field. The grass is kind of bluish in color, but that doesn't really stick out to you at all.
So Tuck says,
is there any danger? Like any sense of anything bad in the area?
Oh, when you look around, it seems pretty calm and decent.
Shall we continue on to Glevis? I have a message to deliver.
I'd like to start pitching my tent.
Isn't it night?
Yeah. Since we actually were one, since none of that really happened, is all the terrain and stuff on the way to Glavis still the same, or was that completely made up by Mr. You don't know? Okay, then.
We will find
All right,
out.
then my useful of knowing direct experiences is useless.
I can tell you this area looks familiar. It looks just like you saw.
All right.
Okay, so Tuck says, yeah, I guess we could spend the night and have yet another day before I can deliver this message. And he looks over at Shiro really basically enviously, and
we still don't have tents.
Still don't have a tent. Still don't have a bedroll. And he just kind of
keeping in mind, you guys had the city that you went through last time. You went there specifically to get tents and bedrolls. No one picked any up. I thought that was pretty funny.
Taking care of Shiro and his drunken stupor. I completely forgot.
More involved in leaves and drunken people. Okay. Well, if you guys want to go ahead and spend the night, that's okay. The night passes pretty much without issue. So you wake up. It's a brand new day. You guys sleep 10 hours. You went to sleep kind of late, so it's probably a little bit closer to noon at this point. So you can go ahead and restore your pools to full, or not to full. I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll your recovery rolls for the 10-hour period, and that'll be how much you recovered during the night. You don't have to tick it off or anything, but since you slept 10 hours, you would have recovered that anyways. Okay.
So close to getting full.
And now what do you guys want to do?
So the recovery, that's the amount of points we split, so because I have some of my intellect down.
Yes, you can take those points and put them anywhere you want. And split them up however you want.
Okay. I want to pick a new skill for the new day.
What would you like to have?
I don't know, just for fun, see what happens. Lockpicking.
Okay. And what would you like, Mr. Shiro?
Will we get to town within a day?
You know what? I'll go ahead and say yes. You'll get to town within the day.
Then just
Barring
in
any
case,
odds.
I'd like to put it as sailing.
Okay. Okay. Your skill for the day is sailing. Sure. All right.
I love it. That's fantastic.
And I say that you'll get to town in a day. From what y'all know, the journey is within a day.
Assuming nothing untoward happens, which probably it will. But I
Right.
say let's get going.
Are the leaves working properly again?
Yes, does the leaf work? Just verifying.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and use 4 of my XP for advancement thing, just to let you know.
Yeah,
I don't know
sure.
if you wanted to know exactly what I'm putting it in, but just
Yeah, if
wanna
you
let
don't
know.
mind. What are you using it for?
I'm just going to go ahead and increase capability, so I'm going to add 4 points. I'm going to put 2 in might and 2 in speed.
Okay. Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. All right. And you guys want to continue off to Glavis, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you get there, let's see. The journey to Glavis is actually pretty uneventful. Just like in when you were in that kind of dream world of sorts. The terrain is completely different. As soon as you left that immediate vicinity, what you remember was kind of rocky hills and stuff like that. It's actually almost completely flat, this area, until you get to the immediate part of Glavis, where there's kind of mountains surrounding, not really mountains, but hills surrounding the city. And you get there without any issues at all. You see a lot of traders on the roads. That you can, if you really want, you could stop them and see what's going on. As you get closer to the city, obviously, it gets more and more traveled.
I want to get a tent and a bedroll. I'm not forgetting this time.
Okay. All the traders, you kind of stop as they leave the city. They kind of look at you. They're like, "You don't have a tent or a bedroll? We don't."
Yeah, let's not go over this. My back is already telling me I made a mistake. I would like a bed and...
None of the traders leaving the city really carry around extra tents and bedrolls to sell on the trail because, how could the traveler be so dumb as to not have a tent or a bedroll? So one actually makes that comment to you at some point, and none of them have what you're looking for.
Like to glare at the back of their heads as they walk away.
Okay. You glare successfully. And when you get to Glavis, it's a pretty large town. Just like this, the town itself is actually remarkably similar to what you saw in the kind of dream world. I don't know what to call it, the Matrix, I guess. And it looks the same. It looks like three towns that have kind of grown close together, and there's kind of some taller buildings near the middle, and it seems like it's growing outwards as a large town would.
So Tuck would like to approach one of the guards and say, Glaive, can you point us in the direction of the king's castle?
The guard looks at you and he says, "I, sir, am no glaive. I am a mere guard. You are a glaive. Clearly, you are much more suited for combat than I. I haven't seen any combat since I signed up for this easy paycheck. But sure, the castle is merely in this direction." And he kind of points towards the city. And he's like, "You just go straight through the city and through the 10-mile field, and you will be there."
Can we take like a 5-minute breather?
Uh,
I think it's a good spot for it.
Yeah,
Maybe,
sure.
yes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take 10 minutes at 8:30, 9:30 to you weird East Coast people. We can continue.
Awesome. I need a new drink.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be right back too, Tom.
Okay, no problem. So we're going to take a break, guys, for 10 minutes before they get into the city of Glavis. So when you get back, no pants, and we'll be good to go. Oh. Let's do the screen. There we go.
Overdose. 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 Overdose.
broke out the wine.
I see.
There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm sitting taller.
I'm sitting, yeah, weird.
What was that?
Motai.
Oh.
What's that I see?
Wine.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I figured I'll go with Motai tonight.
It's not, you can't see it because it's all dark, but it's like the top is purple. And I was like, yes, these are awesome.
I love it. Shiro, how we doing over there?
Fantastic.
So, I think every session you're going to roll at least one, aren't you?
They can hear us.
Can they really? Oh, really? Uh-oh.
But they can't see us, right? Is that
Don't
what it's
mind
called?
us. We're not doing any.
I don't have the stream up, so I
Nothing at all, no.
Wait, are you sure they can hear us?
Yeah, Tricky said sink down. I'm assuming that's what you said. So,
Oh, that's right.
yeah. Oops.
Well,
Yeah, well.
ignore our internal conversation here. This is the behind-the-scenes moment that you guys get to listen to.
Eve, you and I need to talk about how our characters know each other. 'Cause
Well, I figure our characters, they've been through a few, like,
well, that's
I guess
what I mean.
runs together.
We need a backstory, and obviously not right now because we're in the middle of game, but before
now
next
is
week.
good.
No,
This way everybody can hear us.
No, but then that's not going to be fun. It'll be a surprise.
Oh, yeah, we should make it, like, secret. Shh. Well, we do know that on at least one of our adventures, we found some ciphers. So, there's that. Other crazy things could we have done? Ooh. Alright, no longer sitting on my leg. So they can hear us, but they can't see us, huh?
I guess so.
Well, you have a stream up, right? Was it the we're taking a break screen or something?
I'm checking it now.
I don't have the stream up.
Oh, I
like
thought you
chat
did.
up.
Mind? Yeah, I have chat up too.
Yeah, he has a break screen up.
Did you hear that, Eve? I'm your father.
I saw that. That's so weird.
Makes sense to me.
That's just so confusing to me.
That makes no sense to me. But they do make a very solid point that the good thing is they can't see us taking off our pants.
But we can see each other taking off pants.
Yeah, that's not.
Well,
Okay.
Thanks, Yuki. Appreciate that.
What did you do?
Oh, nothing at all. Just don't need to know.
Am I going to be banned from Twitch now?
Nah.
Oh, I had the white
because-
screen up.
the white screen was up, so there's no banning from Twitch at all. Everything is solid.
That's good. All right. So are we ready to rock and roll again?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Well, the guard just, as you remember, just kind of points that way through the 10-mile field.
Let's go, guys. Follow me.
Okay. Well, as you do all of you kind of follow him?
Yippers.
I want to go find the
Of
bathhouse.
course.
Okay. Well, the first thing you notice as you walk into the city is that nothing is at all what you remember. So if you want to find the bathhouse, you're more than welcome to ask for directions. What you do notice, though, especially Tuck since he's leading the group, is that there's kind of a main road that just kind of goes straight down the middle. Like I said, it looks like kind of 3 cities were melded together. Looks like this is almost an immediate divide right down the center of the city. And you can kind of see the little, 10 miles away, you can kind of see the little blot of the castle in the distance.
They
10
really
miles through the
did
field.
10-mile thing.
Obviously the city is adding on to that.
Can we get a carriage? Actually, Tuck, do you remember the carriage? Maybe we can get one.
Yeah, and a great tour guide as well, maybe.
I still don't understand why they did the 10-mile thing. I mean, can you imagine trying
Sure,
to
that
get
story's
somewhere?
right. Well, I'm sure the story we heard is probably the real one, but we can find out.
Still, you'd think they build in between after all that.
Tradition is tradition, right?
Can you imagine making a petition to this king? Gonna walk 10 miles to say, yo, and then if he says no,
We
it's
just got
like,
to your city. We demand a petition that you change it for us.
I don't mean that.
We've been here for all of 5 minutes and
I
are
mean
so
the people
inconvenienced.
that live in the city. Can you imagine, like, something goes wrong and they gotta go tell the king, and it's gonna, like, by the time a house is burning, it's already burnt down by the time you get to the king.
Well, think of it this way, Scarlier. Nobody will make the journey unless it was important. Probably gets rid of a whole bunch of frivolous things. Tuck, if you want, grab ourselves a carriage.
As you're kind of talking about the fire, someone just kind of scoffs as they walk by, and they're like, "Why would the king care about that?" And just keeps on walking.
Yeah, so
These people are wise guys, man. On it
I'll
all
look-
is, I almost wish Masters people were here.
I look around and see if I can find maybe a carriage for rent, or at least a horse with a buggy, or just a horse that we can double up on.
You really want something. You know, you want this pretty bad. All right. What you do find is a guy who is you see kind of a stand that has a few like buggy carriage looking things in front of it, but there's no horses attached to them. And he's just
attached?
he's just sitting there looking around.
Sir, dear sir, why have you no? Well, actually, in Numenera world, I don't know if we would know what horses.
Well,
horses actually
if you refer to them as horses, I'll translate for you.
Okay. Dear sir, may we requisition a horse and a carriage?
He looks at you and he's like, "Why would you rely on those foul beasts to carry you to a destination? Simply hop in my device here, and I will get you sent directly to where you need to go."
Is this normal, Tal? Would this be like normal for us to? I mean, would it be like a normal way of traveling across short distances like that? I'm kind of uneasy about hopping into somebody else's device and not knowing what's going to end up happening to me.
It wouldn't be normal, but at the same time, nothing in the ninth world is really normal. I mean,
Okay, so
technology differs so much, even from cities in the same regions, that it's really... People kind of look weird at stuff, but they don't really think too much about it because, you know, what's around the next corner.
Sure. Okay, so I turn around to the other guys, to the rest of the group, and I say, so this guy here, he says he's got a device that can transport us?
And as you say that, he just says, "It's a car. I read it in a book. It's a car."
So he has this car thing that he says will transport us the 10 miles we need to go. Do you guys trust him? I don't know.
Can you get us a tour operator? Like a tour guide?
Does it come with like GPS and navigation stuff?
It doesn't come with any of that, no.
OnStar.
If we can get a guide, let's get a guide and then we'll go.
I can't believe you guys are relying on the least vocal person to negotiate a vehicle. So
Well, Glaives are technically leaders of the group.
You were entrusted by Kingy, so
I say, is there a chamber of commerce nearby that we could see about?
He just looks at you and is like, a chamber of commerce? The chambers are, if you're looking for a room, the chambers, there's many around the city. And they will happily take your money? Is that what you're asking?
yeah.
Okay, so Tuck is like really frustrated right now. It's like just give us the damn car so we can go.
Tuck, no. Why don't we have them take us? Because I don't think any of us knows how to operate this thing.
Is it like sailing?
It
come
wouldn't
with
be like
sails,
sailing.
sir?
No, this car doesn't come with sails. You merely get in it, I program the destination, and you go.
You don't come with us?
I don't come with you. As soon as you get out, the car comes right back to me. And
I'd like to just start walking.
at this point, he starts kind of acting like a snake oil salesman. Did you just get frightened?
I'm like, what's behind me? Sure.
So Shiro's walking away at this point.
So I ask how many shins does it cost to take this car?
He
the
says
castle.
How many shins would you put on your convenience, sir? You are walking such a distance. Where are you headed, mind you?
1 shin. I am willing to commit 1 shin.
He looks at you kind of flabbergasted. He's like, 1 shin to ride in one of these marvelous devices that will get you where you need to go safely and quickly?
It's more than what I would offer.
I'd like to use stealth. Go back and get into the car and just go.
Okay.
So now we're carjacking.
Yes, we are.
All right. Go ahead and roll. This will be a stealth would probably be like a speed type thing. So we'll roll from your speed pool. Would y'all agree with that? Stealth would be kind of a speed deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what difficulty?
You'll roll a d20, and that difficulty will be. We'll say that's a 3.
Is that with the minus for the stealth?
Do you have are you skilled in stealth?
I'm skilled in stealth, and I have an edge in speed.
Okay, the edge and speed wouldn't do anything unless you apply effort. If you're skilled in stealth, that'll bring it down to a 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, I got in the car. Let's go.
So you kind of walk away from this guy as he's being very, very vibrant and emotionful with Tuck there, trying to convince him to get in one of these devices. And keeping in mind, they don't look anything like cars. They're kind of like, I don't know, just black boxes with like wheels on the bottom or something like that. And Shiro manages to kind of sneak away, go around, open one of the doors, and get into it.
I think Nearest and I are just walking at this point.
Yeah, we've left the scene. We're walking away. If you've been
We're
reading
just
the
gonna
chat,
walk.
And you wanted to see if you could try to like turn it on and drive off with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get in and you don't really see any type of device or lever or anything that you think you can turn or move.
Don't
There's no
push
buttons?
any buttons.
I want to push all the buttons.
There's no buttons or anything in it.
Chat wanted to see his ring.
Looked like a couple of pretty cheap rings, but I won't judge. That's okay. Just oh, she looks really upset. I'm just kidding. Here.
If lightning was a real thing, you'd be so dead.
I'm just kidding. Calm down. All right.
So Tuck is still trying to negotiate with him to get a car that can take us to the castle without having to drive. So, how many shins do you recommend?
He says, "This. Have you told him where you're going? You told him you're going to the castle, right?"
Yes.
He says, "To get you to the castle, it will be merely 10 shins, sir."
10? No. We can't do 10.
As soon as you
10.
say no, he says, "Well, what about 5? 5 shins, sir, to get you to the castle."
3 shins. I will give you 3 shins to get us to the castle.
He says, "All right, I will take your 3 shins. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but I can tell that you are clearly a man of importance, and you just tell your friends about this great transportation after you're done with it."
Can I just threaten him? Get it for free?
Well, you're in the car, so if you wanna leave the car and threaten them, you can try.
Does it have like a glass, like a windshield?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to use my ice armor and then punch through the windshield.
Okay. Go ahead and you activate your ice armor, which goes around you. Go ahead and roll. It'll be just a standard difficulty check for might to see if you punch through this thing. I'm gonna have you roll on this.
And suddenly Tuck gets a sheen of ice around him as well, and he's like, "Oh God, what the hell?"
Well, I'd say you guys are pretty far apart, out of the immediate range. And,
I got a 12.
All right, you got a 12. Well, you punch through. It's not really glass, but it's a glass-like material that's clearly see-through. And you punch through it, and it kind of breaks into 2 pieces rather than shattering. But it still makes a pretty loud noise. And at the same time that this happens, the guy kind of turns around and he says, "What are you doing? Guards! Guards! Come quickly! This man is vandalizing my cars!"
I'd like to use the sonic hole.
All right, what does your sonic hole do?
All sound is sucked into it in an area.
Okay. Well, as soon as you activate it, everyone just all the sound has stopped, and he still got his initial, his initial shout out, but in the middle it's kind of like, "Guards, guards, come! He vandalized!" And then
let's say, and Tuck runs over there to where Shiro is.
And what's the time on there? Does it have a time and a range?
It doesn't say. It's just a level 7
What was it called? Sonic hole?
sonic hole.
1 round per cipher level. What's the level? 7?
7.
Okay. So that would be for 7 rounds, probably around a minute or so. And so what do you do now? All the sound is gone. Tuck is sitting there shouting in your face at this point.
I just like to sit there laughing at his reaction.
Okay. As this is happening, Tuck, you see 4 or 5 guards running up. You can't hear them. Shiro has no idea they're coming because he can't hear them, and they're coming up behind him with shields and swords at this point, kind of drawn. What are Nearest and Skylar doing? You guys would probably be in the same kind of area. So
We have been walking away,
Yeah.
talking to ourselves. If you read the chat thing in Roll20,
oh,
We,
but
we just like no, and just started walking away.
We definitely noped out of there early.
Yes, we definitely noped
Okay.
out of there.